It was just a couple of days ago that we had those truly devastating polls get released for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, and already Trudeau and the Liberal Party are back at it again, just insulting Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, thinking that that's going to somehow get them to catch a little bit of fire in the polls and have a bunch of people return to them. It's never going to work. The Liberals fundamentally misunderstand why people aren't voting for them. It's not because Pierre Poilievre has captured people with his magical rhetoric, and if Justin Trudeau can just pierce right through it, then people will return to him. People don't like Justin Trudeau's performance in office. They don't like the Liberal policy. That's why Jagmeet Singh cut himself loose from the Liberals, at least symbolically. Really, Jagmeet Singh is still beholden to Trudeau. He's going to keep him in office as long as possible. He helped Trudeau pass basically all of his policy up to this point since 2019. But Jagmeet Singh is broke and cannot afford an election right now. But Jagmeet Singh had to cut himself loose symbolically because the brand of the Liberals has become so toxic. It's not just that Poilievre is popular. He is popular, but it's also that people hate Justin Trudeau's guts. So stuff like this, sorry if I ever knock my computer stand here and it shakes a lot. It's missing a bolt. I'm going to replace it today. I'm deeply sorry. But video clips like this that the Liberals have been putting on their social media aren't convincing anybody.
This campus conservative turned career politician doesn't actually care about Canadians. What he is actually doing is proposing to take money out of the pockets of 8 of the 10 Canadians who do better with the Canada carbon rebate while we fight climate change.
It's the same tired, microwaved liberal rhetoric that they were putting out last year, anew for the year 2024, although the year is coming to a close and they are still just using 2023 talking points that nobody likes. And they're saying, like, we're delivering pharmacare, nearly 4 million new homes. They're not delivering that. That's impossible. Leslie Lewis made fun of them in a committee meeting that they'd have to be building a house every 3.5 minutes, finishing a house, in order to meet that commitment. It's obviously impossible. Their housing starts have in fact been going down year over year because it doesn't matter how much money you throw onto the market, which is basically the Liberals' plan. If it's impossible to build houses because of provincial and federal regulations, building codes, requirements for inspections, and wait times to be able to get those permits, nobody is going to build houses. There's a reason why nobody builds houses in San Francisco. In theory, the higher the price that houses are, the more likely you are to want to build a house because in theory, you can sell it for a lot of money. Nobody wants to build in San Francisco because the amount of extra cost that the government puts onto developers in terms of wait times, permits that they need to pay for, all the legal funds that they need, environmental regulations and building codes they have to follow that add immense, large sums of money onto the building process, means that building a house and trying to sell it for $1.5 million might cost you $1.45 million, and you basically make no money for just years of work. Here's another one.
You have noticed that the leader of the opposition is particularly full of shameless slogans today. The reality is he has nothing to offer Canadians.
They can't even post clips more than 12 seconds. Actually show me the full back and forth between Pierre Poilievre. They can't show you that because if anybody is allowed to have a singular word back in response to the Liberals, their entire argument falls apart. Their current strategy relies on you only getting your information from the Liberal Party of Canada, which isn't going to happen. Even if the media is in the bag for the Liberals, which they mostly still are, although these days the Liberals are so unpopular, the media is hedging their bets by trying to be a little bit more down the middle of the road, hoping that Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives don't cut all their subsidies. He absolutely should. They absolutely should, the Conservative Party. But even if the media was doing full-time propaganda for the Liberals, people don't even trust the media anymore. Because if any good news comes out for the Liberals from the media, most Canadians are going to be a little bit skeptical these days because they can see their own bank accounts. They can see their own cost of living going up. They can see the social division that they're causing. And so it doesn't matter if you have, stupid, happy, clappy stories around either coming directly out of the Liberal Party or liberal-aligned media. Nobody believes it at all. It's like those articles that I was seeing coming out of that Montreal hacky publication, Cult MTL. Cult is a very good word to use when it comes to liberal cheerleaders these days. That somehow your It's like that somehow, like, you're going to believe when they report that Pierre Poilievre is actually very unpopular with Canadians, because there's this singular statistic they found in the poll that makes Pierre Poilievre look sort of bad, even though when you actually use the same metric for Justin Trudeau or Jagmeet Singh, they're way below even Pierre Poilievre's supposed bad, popularity numbers or whatever. It's all nonsense. I want to see if I can go find something else. I think I bookmarked it here. Just how vicious a lot of Liberal Party supporters have gotten. And I always find that you can kind of tell a lot about where a party is or a politician is by how their biggest cheerleaders are behaving. There are so many people who are just getting outright vicious and nasty towards their conservative opponents when it's obviously not doing them any favors, but they know they're in a death spiral right now. So why not just attack and slap at the conservatives? Just attack people for, I guess, not voting Liberal, I suppose. You get people just posting stuff like this. It's so unhinged. I saw someone else attacking Poilievre's wife as like an illegal immigrant, and this person's a Liberal. But people posting stuff like this. Canada was great before Putin. Modi and Xi installed this piece of S as the leader of the CPC. I smell the stink of Stephen Harper and his fascist IDU all over Poilievre. My goodness. Some people just don't. They're just not on Earth anymore. They just don't know what actual normal people care about and want. And so the screeching has just gotten more and more loud-pitched or high-pitched. This is another video that the Liberals put onto their social media account. And again, this ain't convincing anyone because people know what the record of the Liberals are.
If life expectancy continues to increase, as most forecasts show, then significant increases in the effective retirement age are required to maintain control of the cost of pensions.
Stephen Harper's government cut benefits for seniors by raising the retirement age from 65 to 67. And he didn't campaign on that. He didn't promise he was going to do that. He just went ahead and did it. And the Conservatives will do that again.
Well, the Liberals have cut benefits to seniors through inflation. They've cut benefits to seniors through massive tax increases. What is he talking about? And the thing is, too, guys, it's not that controversial that the Conservatives once raised the retirement age. They did it because the CPP is not well managed by the government. Even under the Conservatives, back when Harper was the Prime Minister, there was really nobody with the mettle to say that we need to change how CPP is set up and we need to change overall government spending to keep it solvent. In the long run, we are at some point going to have to bite the bullet and find out that there is a lot of HR, administration, bureaucracy in government, a lot of programs, a lot of just really ridiculous foreign aid spending that needs to be cut if we want the CPP benefits to maintain at the same levels that they've been delivered in the past. Because you can't have only 2 or 3 current workers paying for the benefits of one retired person. Back in the day, the formula was like 5 or 6 or 7 people were paying for one retired person. These days, it's like 3, 4, or 5 at best. And over time, the ratio is going to get worse and worse and worse. And right now, people are making less money per capita. So right now, workers aren't even putting as much productivity in towards the CPP benefits. And so the Liberals, though, trying to dangle some keys in front of people's faces and say, remember when the Conservatives increased their retirement age? Wasn't that cruel? Well, don't you like us now pounding you in the pavement financially, but at least we lowered the retirement age? It doesn't, my goodness. They just got nothing. They got nothing. They've learned no lessons. Trudeau should step down. I'm going to reiterate all the points I usually make. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me here. Make sure to share this video, do all that stuff, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to support us, you can go over to the TNT Legal Fund and you can support the ongoing defense from this ridiculous defamation case launched at us by a Chinese billionaire in over 2.5, almost 3 years now. He hasn't even filed any actual evidence to prove that we defamed him. He is simply saying it and then trying to bury us in legal costs. It's cost me over $32,000 so far fighting him, and we will fight to the end because we stand up to bullies and we don't give out fake apologies to people who, in my mind, are completely nakedly bad actors. That's it for me. Have a good one, guys.